Microphone issues again. I wonder if you can hear the noise in the background as I'm printing stuff. Yeah, rebuilding the compiler again. When did YouTube become so round? Like everything here is round for some reason. Oh, but I don't need to connect to YouTube, which I hate to do. Why it can't just save like my token or whatever? I have storage connected. Why it doesn't save? Okay, wrong button. Hey, come back. Give it back. Continue. Until translating just in time. Okay, right. My favorite C++ plugin. Well, not necessarily my favorite, but it's C++. Oh wow, those noises. Like I need the TMC drivers so you can sleep and printer be printing. I'm sure that won't help. They're like crazy loud for me. You can probably hear it printing. But yeah, I'm still not sure which way to rewrite the compiler. Like I need to rewrite it all. I need to make it work. Eight deleted buffers. Whole 8 buffers. How is that? I only had 3 open. Okay, so what we're doing, I think I'm gonna stick with enum. I'm not sure. Do I make every expression like house extra data? Extra callbacks? Don't think so. Like it's all in nums. I wish I could just like add a field to an enum. Maybe there's a crate for this. Then I don't want to. I want my enums to be as vanilla as possible. Oh, the sound really throws me off. You can probably hear it. Not as loud as my voice anyway. Maybe let's get back to our prototype. This one, for example. No, that's the wrong one. I don't have it remembered. I don't have it in history. Wow, I added a whole bunch of new lines here last time. Rust play saves kists. Wow. I wonder if GitHub is okay with that. New topic body equals this code. Oh, it's triple dot. Okay, so I guess it's titled. Whatever. So switch back to enum. Box of expression. Box of expression. Why am I so like slow? They const and no derives here for now. No trades. Let me display as I don't want to display splash. What do I do here? Let me have check types. And there should be yeah, I can const and add expression check types. Let me implement this for const if self 0 is power of 2. If it's not, let's throw an error. A print ln the power of 2. And let's implement this for and self 0 check types and self 1 check types. Make double const later. Yeah, let expression equals box new. I mean, don't need to box it here. Let's just remove the double const here and try check types. Should give us 2 errors. No, not compilers. Expected expression found const. Oh, yeah, of course. To put self here. Self con. Expected expression font const. Oh, expression and okay, let me try like that. Box new of expression const of const and box new add expression add the of added. We're adding two consts. Let's see if this combine. Whereas what's wrong? Unclosed delimiter. What? Something somewhere is not closed. This parenthesis is missing. Okay, not the power of 2 3, not the power of 2 6. Now let me just make a double here, which will house box of expression. For example, so this is a custom expression, and basically it would compile to just say it's double here. So let's imagine it compiles to just add of self to self, but we need some form of holding this data inside of an add. Add a metadata here, meta box of dynamic. Do I love dynamic dispatch? Data. Actually, I think that's not a bad design, except that I need to add metadata now to every single thing. So for example, trait, it will have a callback, for example, on error. It will take message. For now, it will take message. And actually, I'm not sure, but this should like be on. This should be there should be a specific static typed error. And as much as I hate it, at the same time, it allows me to use one crate for reporting. Okay, might be. I might be able to rule it out. So let's imagine this just this, and it actually takes string, a known string, and let's in const let's add metadata here also. So dynamic meta. And it takes a mute self, for example, or a regular self, probably regular self, and I mean, doesn't really matter. And let's implement metadata for nothing, for a unit struct, for a fn on error. Actually, let me add the default implementation here and just implement it for this. And I seem to I'm so sad that webcam doesn't work right now. It would be so nice to see a print going during the live stream, but we can look at the preview. Is it wrong? No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh wow, this is interesting. This is informative. But yeah, seems like it's going fine. I mean, if there was a webcam, I could detect if there's an issue. But for some reason, it doesn't work. Sometimes it happens, and it's so sad. Maybe I can SSH into it and like restart ground set or whatever the service is called. Or maybe I can go into it's not printer name in it's AA. Yay. System start clipper. That's not what I wanna do. Firmware MCU information. I mean, I kinda can't really do anything here. But I guess I need to devices use refresh. I mean, I'm scared of doing this during the print. Pass by ID. Yeah, that's a mega a ramp sport. Whatever controller, Ethernet adapter, hub, video devices. That's interesting. Unique ham, BCM 2835 ISP. I'm pretty sure I need Unicam. Yeah, it's def video 0. How do I restart it though? Well, I don't like the sound. Let me see if something went wrong. Unfortunately, one part peeled off the of the build plate, or basically of the bed, and I guess we extruder crashed into it, and we got a layer shift. I mean, oh, camera started working, and you can see my terrible glass bed. But yeah, I added some adhesive and restarted the print. Now we can all view it back to the compiler. So in metadata, we have it doesn't even compile. Oh, makes sense. And let me put this as an empty thing everywhere. Okay, so there is an ad, not this kind of ad, like not this kind of ad, this kind of ad with double D, and so it takes constant has metadata. Why do I have this here? I feel like parentheses are a little bit unbalanced. So we have here, I think we're right. One of 7 possible tokens. Meta. Oh, I mean, it doesn't really work like that. Expected box of dynamic metadata. Oh, well. A box and you. Could you imagine that we would have a language where you can put a pair of parentheses and call a function on them? That's Rust. Also, that's TypeScript and JavaScript and all those garbage languages. But Rust is actually a good language. Okay, where am I missing? Oh, never used. Basically, yeah. So for red, it's never used actually, but for const. Oh, hey, Mr. Potatoes 28. Did you see me printing? All those noises in the background is me printing some stuff on a 3D printer on a glass bed. And you light seam as you like. Can I set it to dark? Ace. Oh, I like Ace editor. I've used it. I don't think I can set it to dark here. Yeah, I understand you. Back in like 2022, I think, I was building one. I didn't have one, I was building one. But then I went on the competitions. I got all the parts for it. I went on competitions and got one printer. Oh, this was fun and unexpected. I got a 3D printer just before I started to build one. I mean, I already started. The problem is it didn't have a belt included in the kit. And it's a pretty poor printer. It's ANET A8. You can see it here. It has a lot of upgrades. Mine has a lot of upgrades. So yeah, right now I'm actually building a second one, which will be a Core XY with slot based, if you know what I'm talking about. And recently, by recently I mean almost a year ago, I went on same competitions but next year, and I got another 3D printer, which is actually an SLA printer, the one which prints with UV light. Oh, it's actually a pain to use, but it's kind of fun. Okay, so let me take this out. Do self one on error, for example. What's this? Format, like that. Okay, should still work, right? And for this constant, we'll, for example, we'll have like a double, a hex const, language specific. Let me import data for hex const. Printer is actually very loud, this one, right now. I've replaced the motherboard on it because original one died, and I've used the cheapest drivers I could find, which are very loud. There are quiet drivers which make motors spin quietly. I'm pretty sure it will help. It would help, but it would still be pretty loud. And those quiet drivers, which I would buy if I would buy them, it would be TMC 2209 or at least 2208, but they are incredibly expensive. And by incredibly expensive, I mean like 3 times as expensive as A4988, which is what I'm using. So let's, for example, message. Start with replace const by hex const. I'm not sure if it's valid, right? Yes. Expression and close delimiter. I would actually think that there is like one extra parenthesis, but no, somehow I got it unclosed. And okay, yeah, this is a proof of concept, by the way, and I'm not sure if it's a good proof of concept, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. So each expression will include something like that, and I should be able to I need custom metadata for each of those, not just box of dynamic. And also it will probably allow me to use, wow, great, so you're in dark theme. Still in dark theme. It will also probably allow me to use compiler diagnostics. So let's see. I think Ariadne had a reference to this crate. For showing innumerable people how good compiler diagnostics can be through their work on Rust. What? I mean, Rust diagnostics are very, very good. See, Ariadne didn't have it. Oh, I didn't have a reference. I don't maybe remember something like Miet, maybe it's called. Oh, wow, this reminds me of something. Also, I hear noises. This looks so terrible. Like a glass bed. I wish I had a PEI bed. Maybe I'll buy it one day when I have money. But right now I don't. I spend all my money on a new 3D printer. And I mean parts for it. Me, maybe it's yeah, maybe it's me yet. Uh, no way. I actually I remember it's great. And I mean it doesn't look the best. I'm not sure if I want those error messages look pretty bad to me. I mean not as beautiful as code spans are. Code span is like a golden standard for some reason. I'm not sure why, it's just the first crate I found. And actually code span reporting. Give me a screenshot or an example. Oh yeah, code span is probably abandoned, unfortunately. I mean, I can't really see it. But yeah, I think we'll go with me yet. Once this will actually make sense, I'll probably do like gradual transition. Oops, some spellers. See, right now we have this invalid expression, whatever. Let's try to add some form of metadata. But first, I mean, like, I need custom trait for each and every. For each and every struct. Then, can I do it only via traits? Probably no, not really. If only I had inheritance here. If only I could inherit my custom expression from a generic like const, for example, and then store it back inside. And then we'll just have it work. Oh, I like this. Trust doesn't have inheritance. Extend. I mean, that's like the only place where I have problems with it. For one struct to extend an existing struct, keeping all the fields. Nodes, probably not. What? Why am I reconnecting to my chat? Am I still alive? Seems fine. Wow, this number just this number goes up very quickly. Fine. Welcome to my chat room. Nothing that exactly matches either structural composition or child has a person in it. Or traits. Yeah, I see. We're back. Yeah, like one single place where I would want inheritance in Rust. One single time. Oh, the ref. Actually, the ref is interesting. Remake classic Macintosh in Blender. What do you mean by remake Macintosh in Blender? Like a model? I mean, I guess. Yeah. Oh wow. These generics. What? Child data. Oh. This is just like what I just did. Exactly what I just did. I mean, I don't want to intercept them all. It's fine. What can I do? Maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know. Like I could replace this by tref. Not like this, but every single reference of it by tref. Or I could store metadata. I mean, tref doesn't allow me to redefine the method. So I guess I'll go with metadata. I mean, it feels like what I need. Let's just try it. Okay, let me return separated commit, and actually I think I should if I'm wondering, can I did my actually directly on NAS? Like take a laptop SSD and throw it on the NAS? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you can. Laptop SSDs aren't really different from others. I think I don't have an S. Make it the image directly. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You want to you want to directly take your laptop's SSD and copy all data to NAS? Is this what you mean? I'm pretty sure you can. If you're on Linux, you probably can. If you're on Windows, you probably also can. On Mac, I don't know. Or network directly into OMG, OMG. Image. I think you can. Like on Linux, you probably can just mount it. I know what autocorrect on the phone is. It can be sometimes so frustrating. Like when you see this word highlighted in bold, and you know that if you press space and it's gonna fix your word that doesn't need fixing, and you still press space and then go back and change it again. Permission. Oh, I mean, I'm not sure how permissions work on NAS, on any network storage, but I think it's just gonna make a file with your default permissions, like same would be as if you copy it from your laptop to NAS if you make it locally. Git branch. Yeah, let's switch to a branch with metadata branch list. Yeah, I git check out metadata status git branch list. Yeah, now I kind of know how to use git CLI. Okay, so let's choose one. Let's do an if maybe. I think if would be good expression. Else branch and like meta data. Oh, I wish I could just in debug like say debug ignore, because I don't want to output metadata. Box dynamic if metadata. Probably like that. Rust debug skip field. Don't scare me. Skip derive, yeah. Cause facts. Could certainly do it in a library with macros 1.1. I mean, built-in default has like hash default. Rust derivative. This can be implemented. Time to put Arch on your laptop. First time I tried it, I had some sort of a partitioning problem, I think. I had no idea why. And like I messaged my friend, he said, you're not qualified enough to install Arch Linux. And I think I went to Endeavor OS, which is Arch-based distro. And then later I like tried again, just installed it perfectly. It was pretty easy, but it was very time consuming. And to this day, I just open MVK on my phone if I want to install Arch and go through it, and it takes quite a bit of time, but I understand every step. It's pretty easy. But I use NixOS. I like it because of configuration and because it doesn't break. Well, that's I mean, all my important files are on. When I had Windows installed, I had a C drive where I had my Windows installed, and I had a D drive, and I still have a D drive. And all my data, all my coding projects, everything was stored on D drive. And when I migrated to Linux, I just nuked the C drive and installed Linux, and it worked perfectly. One day I've extracted it, so actually if I /mnt, I have 3 partitions here. Don't worry about the last one. I have D. How can I check what it? Oh, I can LSBL key probably. Yeah. So D is oh, how does this work again? FS type. Like mount point. So yeah, D is NTFS. Then I extracted all my coding projects into /mnt/dev, which is btrfs by suggestion of my friend, and mnt/twitch is just for a single one command, for this one command, which runs my compiler. And now if I want to reinstall my system, I just reinstall it and don't care about files because everything is here. But now I kinda do need to care about the files because I am one of the developers of a launcher for a game that I also contribute to, and problem with it is wow. And problem with it is it stores versions in documents, which is on my system drive, on my system partition, and one of the versions is basically my local git checkout, uh, my local git clone of the game, and all my changes, for example, a multiplayer pull request is here, and I don't really want to lose it when I reinstall my system, so I should watch out for that. And yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Derivative, documentation, alternative customizable drives. I mean, default. I mean, you can do this with Rust. But yeah, this is something cool. Debug transparent. What? Oh, I think I know. Yeah, that's actually very nice. Okay, I'm adding this crate. Derivative. Add package OrCo. FFA cargo tomo. Yeah, not really much grades. 200 gigabytes. OMG file. uh, to 40 gigabytes. Sure, it's OMG. Yeah. Uh, time to wait to make an image file of drive over USB. I mean, USB 2.0, that's an important detail. And I'm not sure if I have a USB 3.0 port on my PC, I mean laptop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I only have USB 2.0, but I mean, I don't do much transfers, much data transfers via USB. Most data I transmit is here. 1 gigabyte already sent to Twitch. Wow, I'm streaming for an hour. How? So quickly. And yeah, it's pretty late. It's getting late. But I've added derivative. Daily drive NAS. You mean use it instead of USB? Or you mean uh, install a distro on it and use it as a PC? Like maybe you want this uh, as a PC? Actually? I mean, if it's powerful enough, maybe. It already runs Debian. I mean, uh, personally, I would do this in very rare conditions. I mean, sure. I actually done a stream quite a while back, which was December. I've set up my home server. Well, if I can tell it, if I can call it a home server. Uh, give me my streams. Come on. Oh, here they are. Chat. Chat is empty. Come on. So if we look here closely, Cache OS. It was something about New Year. A custom email, something near that. Arch and Lunar Vim. Wow, this is like February. I feel like Lunar Vim is February. Yeah, here setting up a home server. I actually got a comment on this one. Funny enough. Yeah, someone had problems with something. Uh, so yeah, they had a problem with Arch 64. So basically here I just some AS migrations. This was some AS migration news. Oh wow.
um news. Yeah.
My voice. So yeah, I've installed Casa OS here. Oh, what was I doing? This is on my Raspberry Pi. Fun. What what is your NES? Is it a Pi? Is it another single board PC, or is it just a NES? Like a PC made specifically for NES? I mean, I probably won't ever use a PC because I have my laptop and I like moving it all day. I mean, sure, no. I have my laptop and I always move it around. Wherever I go, I take my laptop with me. And if it was a PC, no way I could take it to another city, for example. or to competitions. So my daily driver is a laptop, certainly, which I can take with me. Standard PC power supply. I mean, if you want, you can probably daily drive your NAS. Like if you don't have a PC, only like a laptop. So old. This laptop is like, I don't know how many years. I bought. Oh, oh wow. Uh, welcome in MetaMe. Didn't expect a raid. I mean, no, I kind of. Hi. Windows Vista, that's old. So yeah. Welcome in Raiders. Here I am, I guess, rewriting or improving my compiler, adding metadata, and looking for a crate that could help me implement traits easier. Yeah. Uh, uh, is the title a joke? What's the title? Did they change it? No. Uh, Yesterday it wasn't a joke, but today, I mean, I am rewriting my compiler. Uh, yeah, Mr. Potatoes do this. I'm. I would like to look at this. I am right now. I think maybe not rewrite compiler from scratch, but it's gonna still take a lot of work because for some of you, compiler like blocks. I mean, oh, and yeah, OxyGJ. Oh, thank you for the follow. Right now, I'm adding metadata. I mean, in my compiler, basically, can I actually can hold on. Uh, what was I saying? Was trying to write an interpreter to learn computer science fundamentals. Was using Python. First interpreter I wrote, of course, a tree walking interpreter, was in Java, and I actually think that Java for tree walking interpreters is such a piece of cake. I loved it so much with all those extents, like with all this inheritance. It's so easy to define an AST and to parse it. And I wrote like 2 or 3 compilers, and by compilers I mean here I mean tree walking interpreters in Java. But now I'm in Rust and I'm writing not a tree walking interpreter but a compiler. And in Python, I don't know. I think maybe look at after the stream or somewhere sometime. Python, I'm not sure. I would probably not write an interpreter in Python because I'm not really used to Python, to be honest. I spent a lot of time working with Python with strings and natural language processing. It was kind of fun, but What does this mean? But I probably won't write an interpreter in Python. Also, I think it's not a best, not a bad choice. I'm not Russian. I'm Belarusian. I hear that so much like last like 2 or 3 days. Uh, yeah. Talking to hardware directly. Not really directly. I'm using crane lift, but if we actually go to um, log writing, if we actually go here, yes, this was meant to be a blog post, but I don't know how to write blog posts, and I kinda don't update it. But I tried to write a custom backend. This was such a pain. Like, I started with generating x86-64 assembly. I read about it and I like, no, I'm not doing this. All those shortcuts, like add to AL is encoded in 2 bytes, but add to any other register is encoded as 3 bytes. Then there are register extensions, which is a prefix. Who would think of this? And I mean, I don't like it as a compiler developer. What about people who make CPUs, who design this all? Like parsing prefixes is such a pain. When you have to do it, when you have to do this with transistors, I can't imagine how it's done. But yeah, I didn't really give up on this idea, but I put it in a long box, whatever. Like I decided I'll do this later and try to package it. This turned out to be another challenge. I wanted to package it into an ELF file, and ELF file is pretty simple, but if you want to make an executable ELF file, not a relocatable ELF file, you don't have a single library. Oh, thanks Pizza Torque, Torque for the follow. Um, not only, I mean, not only don't have a single library, I wrote one myself, but for some reason, if you want to write an executable ELF file, there is no executable ELF files these days. No one uses them because everyone uses dynamic linking. For some reason, you need to place. Oh wow! Thanks the Go 10 for the follow. This is a mistake. Not you have to put your executable section at a specific address. It's like I don't remember this address, but and this is I think for ELF32 only. I'm not sure. I've talked to someone who knows more about this, and they said like in ELF64 they don't have to deal with those addresses. It was like some weird 6 E0000 I think about this. It took me so long. I would just check faults randomly when I place my boot. Why am I calling it boot sector? When I placed my executable section at any point of the ELF except this start address. And I mean, if you make start address constant, why would they have an entry point field in the ELF file? What does it mean? Like a magic, more like a magic number. But yeah, oh, last date is so recent because I fixed some typos here. Yeah, I did make a crate for this. You can read the blog post in. Let me now type this. /blog writing a compiler back end. I think that's right. Like, I wonder if I can type it actually by hand. Yeah, right. It actually works on mobile. Wow. This is using my static site generator basically. Very simple, just handlebars. So yeah, I've tried to talk to hardware directly, but then I'll make a custom backend some time in the future. Let me get started with the compiler, which is a little bit more interesting. And let's try LVM. No, I couldn't install it as a library. And I think it was back then when I used Arch. Right now I'm on NixOS. Wow, what's wrong with this? But yeah, right now I'm on NixOS, which makes installing stuff pretty easy, but I'm still not sure about LLVM. So no, LLVM isn't the way, and I went with Crane Lift, and that's what I'm actually using here. Yeah. What? How YouTube did reconnect just? Alacrity terminal. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing me. Why am I writing in my chat? In YouTube, especially. And like, oh, when YouTube reconnects, all the messages get replayed basically. So my chatbot decided to throw me another plushie. Alacrity, a terminal. I'm actually using console right now. Not sure why. There is a story behind it, but I can't really explain it. Plan B. What do you mean by the plan B? Right now I'm actually, if I open README, right now I'm here, front-end side diagnostics. As this compiler has some goals, it wants to support multiple languages. All languages generate as the same IR, but what I call if in my intermediate representation may probably be called differently in the language that generated this intermediate representation. For example, so when I throw an error, I should probably pass it through a frontend, through the language frontend, and it should color it basically, like format it properly, maybe. And I also should hold some extra information in the IR, frontend specific information. So for example, if I want to support Rust, I can later run borrow checking. And like pointer will have Boolean extra information with it to check if it's a pointer or if it's a reference, for example. And I had a problem with this. I actually have 3 approaches, and basically it would have been a lot easier if Rust had inheritance. Like the only case when I actually want Rust to have inheritance. And yeah, before I was happy using traits, but here I need to inherit some fields. And there was like two options. One of them is can I roll back like to forever go here? One of the options was a trait. Like basically it's basically me using composition here. So that's basically, for example, I have an expression and I mean, yeah, an expression. Right now I just store those as in enum, but let's imagine I store those as a trait. Yeah, I had some experiments with this. And the trait has, for example, a check types function and a build function. And if for check types it's all fine, for builds it's not. If I want to build, I want to build with some backend, but I don't know what backend to use. 100 gigabytes, 110 gigabytes left. Did it appear here? Is my chat overlay dead again? Yeah, I guess it's dead. I mean, it's partially dead. Let me rerun it. So the problem here is backend. Oh wow. Backends. If I want to build an expression, I probably want to build it with some backend, and I probably want to support multiple backends. But problem is that backends have some types. What a surprise! Like in the backend, I have I have a function. Basically, like crane lift works the same way. Oh, print finished. Can we see it? No, I can't see it. Where I was. So backend has, for example, crane lift also has same functions. This representation of a backend has a build constant, which builds a constant and returns a value. It's been copying for 21 minutes. Oh wow, 1 gigabyte per minute. That's slow. Actually, my stream is 1 gigabyte per hour. So CraneLift has the same thing, and this type, it may be different. It is different for every backend, and I should have type system from Rust, 23 megabytes per second. How could you copy 31 gigabyte in 21 minutes with such a slow speed? Why do I have bells here? Raider. Oh, Raider. So I want type system to properly enforce right types. So I can't use two different builders at the same time. Is me 2.0, sure. I can't use different builders for the same build process, and this makes me add a generic. But then I add a generic to a trait, and then it turns into a generic mess where I have generic on every single struct. So this is just not a way. And I mean, I've searched online. What I can say. Another option is to. Well, I got kicked out of my chat again. One of the options is to basically another way of composition. Where is it? Where I hold. Oh, there was an even better example with dref. So when I hold in each custom version of base IR thing, I hold the base IR and then I implement the ref, for example. But this has its own problems that I can't intercept calls, and basically a whole lot of problems. And there is a third option, which is another kind of composition, which I am using right now. I mean, I am trying to use it. So I just add a metadata, which is a dynamic trait object. And in this metadata, I'll have everything that is relevant for this expression for the front-end language. And it also has, the trait will have multiple functions. For example, formatting error messages. That's basically to complete this goal. And what else can I say? It's just gonna hold extra data. Might make those generic, but I'm not sure. Maybe like I should make it meta m, which might not be sized because I probably want dynamic dispatch. And it's also if meta data, it's also gonna have this trait. But I'm not sure about having again this generic hell. I don't want to deal with a lot of generics, so I'll probably go with dynamic dispatch. And also, this is like if I had generics here, it would maybe it would be easier for post checks. Like if I want, after I do type checking in inference, for example, I run some custom language dependent check, language specific check. Definitely not sit, not me, mail server. I got my mail from Cloudflare just forwarded to Gmail, and I live with it. So if this was generic, I could just go through, basically just visit my IR3, my AST on post check and access those fields, access metadata as if it was a statically typed field. But since I have another goal, if I open readme, easy language interop, it can probably easily happen that, for example, a binary expression contains a left hand side of one language and the right hand side of another language. So generics will just break here. What's wrong with... How did it crash? Am I still live? Is my internet working? Failed to connect to Twitch IRC OpenIO custom kind uncategorized error, failed to look up address information. What? I probably have internet failures. Sure, terrible internet provider. To be honest, I won't recommend this internet provider to anyone anymore. Like they were a good internet provider, but lately, I have so many problems with them. Randomly turning off, terrible internet quality even if balance is positive. Like we pay for this internet provider, uh, like always, no delays, and we still get bad internet quality. I don't want to join YouTube again. Connect me. Continue. Sure. Orange pie. Hi. Haven't actually tried it in real life. Yeah. Let's try. Let's see. Let's actually implement stuff. So I have this metadata. Oh, and yeah, why I added the derivative crate is because default, and not only default, debug and clone. I mean clone, sure. If metadata plus clone, and let me define if metadata trait public trait if metadata for now nothing, and it really depends on clone, I think. Yeah, for debug, that's where I need derivative. So I do derive clone and derivative. Okay, this is somewhere more up. Like that. I mean, maybe not here. Get me to expression. Okay, here I'm gonna add this use fancy way of using stuff. So what derivative should allow me to do is do derivative of debug, and I should be able to skip this field, which is what I'm gonna do because I don't want to debug metadata. It will turn out a pain. I mean, I don't really want to debug those structs anyway because it is a pain. This IR, especially containing like thousands of spans, is a pain. A huge pain. So yeah, where's debug? Transparent debugs. Honestly, I mean, they have more than just transparent debug. They have a skip. Debug skip. Is this how I do it? Not sure. Skip meta item. Wow, I forgot how to do this. Oh, ignore. It's probably is debug ignore. Ignore. Is it? Yeah, seems like this. Straight sized. Not implemented for expression. Oh, it's a. Oh. I mean, that's not how it works. Sure. I can't clone box because it might not be sized. Do I now get rid of clone? Oh, I don't want to get rid of clone. I guess I have to. Cannot be made into an object. What? Why? Is it because contracts? Yeah, it's because of contracts. Maybe I can still make it clone. I'm just not sure. Can I make it clone? Plus clone like that. Not auto trade. What? Only auto trade can be used as an addition. What? Getting a new trade without a subordinate trade. What? I mean, this doesn't work because trade can be objects and What am I talking about? Object safe. Yeah, I guess I'm cloneless now. And this metadata, I mean, I should put it here. Is impl if meta, and then I just do metadata box new of metadata here. Then, oh wow, what a static. I mean, 99% of the cases I would probably just move this 99% of the cases it would be impl if metadata for this for a tuple strings for a tuple. I mean for a unit basically. 99% of the time it would be a unit. Actually, for proper language frontends, it probably won't. So yeah, for if, why I choose if? Because ternary operators. If is the first one. So yeah, now I have to remove clone everywhere. Oh, those spans. Maybe I should move like spans inside of. Where's my if? Maybe I should move spans inside of metadata. I'm not sure because this is kind of a language front-end part. But I don't know. Like putting too much on language front-end. I'm planning to migrate to Miet for diagnostics. Actually, how do I pronounce this? One stream can't do without verbose. Such a great tool. VPS. We're on my mail server. In when it comes to servers,
Une miette.
What? Oh, it died. What? How did I kill it? Let's, where does it save? It caches somewhere. Default. What? Okay, pretty sure me yet. When it comes to servers, I always for self-hosting. For some reason, even if server is very cheap, like 10 cents per week or whatever, I'm still self-hosting because in self-hosting, everything is in my hands basically. And actually, before New Year, I got a domain, infinitecoder.org. You can probably tell. Yeah, it's not cheap, not exactly cheap. It's yearly $10.11 US. But I'm so glad I got a domain. I'm also broke. Want some truths? I'm a teenager streaming at midnight, sitting here and doing all sorts of crazy coding projects. And I don't have a job. I have freelance sometimes. It's so hard to get job on freelance for me. It's all like web development and I'm all like for system development. So I got this domain and I mean per year it's probably possible. As broke as I am, it's probably possible for me to get $10 per year somewhere. But I'm so glad I got this domain because later I ran an event for a new year. Not exactly fun, not exactly much people enjoyed it. I know one person certainly did, and I don't mean me. Yeah, your own website. I mean, my website is actually open source on GitHub, and it's using GitHub pages, which are free for public repositories, and it's using my domain. So the repository is an umbrella repository called infinitecoder1 github.io because I needed an umbrella repository for my domain, and I figured out why not put my website here. And so I have this uses or a static site generator. It's very basic. It's just I mean, for static websites, go use GitHub pages. They're free, and I mean only if they're if the website is public. For everything else, sure, use a server, use your own server. I've used my Raspberry Pi, which actually right now runs Flute Clipper, uh, and it doesn't really keep up with streaming to YouTube for 720p. I don't either. So I've streamed on my Raspberry Pi to YouTube in like 720p. It was very hard on it, but it held pretty well, and it was like I enjoyed making this kinda. Let me if I can do if I can go here. I actually enjoyed making this, and if only there were people who were actually interested in participating. It's still like for me, it's still like those 3 streams, and yeah, running a YouTube stream without an interception is actually hard. We go to live streams. Wow, even test streams here. See if you basically if you go here, it I even enjoyed this. This was like fun to make. Can we get some better quality for 80p? Yeah, Raspberry Pi didn't keep up. Time to next event. I made this banner at the bottom. It was fun to look at. Server restart. I've got server restarts even without stream shutting down. And what you could do, basically this is running 24/7 even when I sleep. What you could do, you could just join with WebSockets and you could just play against in Tetris against an AI. This is kind of a terrible clone of Tetris Effect. Uh, you could play it in real time, or you could even write some code to play it. Officially supported API, and yeah, this was fun. But no one actually used to write some code. So there was Tetris, actually Tetris Effect. Uh, People actually play it. You actually get like Christmas decorations, which was points. Then there was r/place, uh, which was the second event. It was so fun for me. Uh, get me to live streams. Live. So yeah, it was fun. 2 minutes, 7 hours. So yeah, but like in actually, where is this point? I don't think I'll be able to fix audio. Like at 12 a.m. it was meant to play a video which actually got published on the channel, showing off how I ended my year. But YouTube got blocked in my country, like permanently shut down. And not only couldn't watch, I couldn't stream to it, and that's maybe one of the reasons why I should have used a VPS or something. But yeah, after that, I restored the stream next morning when YouTube actually got unblocked again, and it was another event. Uh, why? Why is it all r/place? It was Tetris with like 5x5, and there are 4 players. 4 of my AIs competed. 2024 is almost over. But yeah, this was so much fun to make. I want to do another one of those, but I mean, if no one is gonna participate, it will be kind of boring. I mean, I had one person participating, and it was already pretty fun. Would be even more fun if I could play against him in Tetris, like time it right. Uh, yeah. but I've used my Raspberry Pi. It was very hard to get reliable streams with not just streams. It's not just a video stream. It's something rendered programmatically, which is even harder because I've used GStreamer. It's the only way to get reliable fast stream, uh, and stream to YouTube. I mean to RTMP server, and there was a problem with it that it uses app source to import data into it. App source is slow, not just slow, it's incredibly slow. So instead, I just took a black video and over it I've used Cairo overlay. Cairo is a library to draw SVG basically, and I draw. I was just using Cairo APIs to draw on top of a black video, which I'm pretty sure it's fast because I don't. It's fast because I don't copy data from CPU to GPU much and back. Because I'm pretty sure Cairo just uses GPU and it like generates a mesh and sends it to GPU for shaders to render. I'm so used to CPU renders. I wrote so many of them. 3D, 2D graphics library, even immediate mode GUI library I wrote was CPU rendered. It was kind of similar to IMGUI, and it was very slow because I didn't know how to render rectangles with rounded corners. How to render them fast. It was very slow because all windows were rectangles with rounded corners. Okay, let's maybe actually get to compiling this thing. Oh wow, so many errors. Yeah, I need to get rid of clones. And what else? More clones. What else? More clones, even more clones. Like I'm trying to derive all my traits in projects like that, especially libraries. I'm trying to derive all traits possible. So yeah, I have when I have a struct, I always derive on it clone, copy if makes sense, debug, default if makes sense, partial equals partial ord, and hash. And maybe in very rare cases, if I actually have 30, I derive serialize and deserialize. I should probably do it more often and add like a feature, especially OrCo IR. This crate that holds IR would very benefit from a feature deriving serialize and deserialize. Would benefit from this feature a lot. You get rid of clone. And I'm not sure how it would interact with other crates. Because, I mean, versions, yeah, Rust supports different versions of the same crate used, but what about different configurations of features? Like, I have one crate dependent on my OrCo library that holds IR without the 30 feature, and one crate with 30 feature enabled. And can I use structs from one without and in one where I do with 30 enabled? I'm not sure. Because I actually don't know how I would implement it myself. Probably just give up. I mean, not that easy because you can easily in like put version into a name of a file or a directory, but you can't put all features. You can't just query by features enabled, and you still probably want to reuse crate if it's same. Condition branch metadata. Nothing for now, and it should compile. I'm surprised by how well online is holding 6 viewers. And I mean, this number doesn't really mean anything. It updates in like once in like 10 or 20 minutes. but it's I mean, fine that people went away over time, but it holds at 6. It's surprising to me. Yeah, it's a calculator example. This is actually kind of interesting. So I was making this compiler. I was writing a simple programs, and then during a competition, I've asked my friend to write a calculator. With this language, without while loops, I specifically implemented if statements for it. And he agreed, which was surprising to me. And he made like all those operations. Po wasn't a thing, powers weren't a thing. This was added later. He also had a bug here. Like my compiler doesn't yet have pointers, and this makes inputting numbers pretty hard. So we figured out we would do something like this, and I didn't want him to bother with ungetC, ungetChar, to put chars back. So this function consumes a number from standard input and also any character after it, and basically returns this number. It can be signed. Like later, after he wrote it, I also wrote power function, and then on another competitions, another friend of mine, which is probably right grammatically, all right, wrote fastball. Uh, he is more of a mathematician, and he knows C. Uh, how much fun I had laughing when he did like int k equals fastball. He doesn't know Rust, and I didn't have tail returns back then, and I still don't have ifs as ternary operators. So you can do this, and it will parse, but it won't work because on crane lift side it requires some strange and hard things, like block variables, block parameters. But he wrote fastball, it worked. It was kind of fun. Serverless. I mean, I I reinstall my OS on Raspberry Pi way too often. And like everything on there gets deleted. And this New Year event, all the data from it that wasn't like publicly available got deleted. And all the source code is on GitHub. Um, all data is actually in the Firebase database. Yeah, I'm lazy just using Google stuff. But I mean, the system itself got reinstalled and probably like 2 or 3 times, in fact. I don't keep backups. Like, on my PC, on my laptop, I have /d partition, which holds my data, and /dev partition, which holds my coding projects. And except coding projects, only data I have is like art, which also in /dev, my channel information, the person 15 family photos. Oh, I was like I'm reinstalling OS on my phone so easily, and I don't worry about photos so much. Like I should worry about them much more, because I probably lost quite a few photos. Google Photos backs up them for me. Not that I want Google Photos to back up it, but I'm lazy to disable it. Like on my laptop, I have all my data on separate drives, and by separate drives I mean separate partitions here. On my server, I mean I don't store anything here. Right now, only sufficient information is my printer config, my Clipper configuration file for my 3D printer, which will probably become irrelevant soon as I build a new 3D printer. Put the HD from a camera. Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. All childhood photos for me are on my parents' phones, somewhere on Google Drive buried deep inside, or on 2 GB SD card from a camera. But yeah, I normally I keep my data pretty separate from my system so I can reinstall everything again and again. So yeah, let's actually see what we can do here. Might be failing. Oh, was it like when hard drive when not you erase the data, but hard drive becomes failing. It's so terrible. In this laptop, in fact, I have an SDD, NVMe SSD. Why did I say SDD? NVMe SSD I have here, 512 gigabytes. It gets disconnected sometimes, and when this happens, I sometimes lose my bootloader. Sometimes my system just becomes incredibly laggy and broken, and when I reboot, I get straight into BIOS, where I need to reset my settings for it to come back. And I mean, I should probably back up all my data at this point, because who knows how long this hard drive is gonna last. I actually need a new laptop, because this is garbage. Like, this is what did they just type? Hey, come on. This is garbage because this I'm because this laptop has Ryzen CPU with integrated graphics and uh, oh, I actually disabled there is a discrete NVIDIA GPU which is weaker than this integrated GPU, so really no point of that. And I had all sorts of driver issues on this. Important mission note. I had all sorts of driver issues with NVIDIA cards, especially lately. Before I didn't really have much issues, but lately when I upgraded my NixOS to whatever this word means, I still have this character in BIOS not show up. I mean, in my bootloader. Like when I updated to this version, I got those Wayland problems. When I run Chromium or any Electron-based app, it would just become to lag so much. It would like freeze for 20 seconds. Then my mouse moves once, like one frame, and then it freezes again, and it's impossible to use. And what I get from logs is GPU process is unusable. Goodbye. Actual error message actually contains the word goodbye. Uh, and I don't know, my friend who shares in Linux, I mean, he knows a lot about Linux. Um, wait, what? Yeah, if I, for example, if I launch Git Kraken, it's an Electron app. I got a hack. I've removed some Ozone Wayland variable, and Electron Web started working, but not OBS. I mean, it's not Linux log file, it's applications log file. Not really log file. Like right now it just launches with some errors here. But when I had NVIDIA card, it said like GPU process isn't usable, goodbye. It's like allocating pgraph context error minus 16 or something. So the thing is, this graphics card, not only it's integrated, so I mean not integrated but discrete, but with integrated graphics. So not only my laptop has hybrid graphics, and I didn't read the manual. I didn't read NixOS manual at first, and I didn't set it up properly. When I actually did, the issue stopped happening, but it started again for some reason without even me updating, just randomly today. And so my friend told me that this graphics card is so weak. No, where you? Oh, this is such an old question of the day. I should probably update it. But yeah, I've switched from Firefox to Flurb because Firefox was slow. But I still have my whole ecosystem in Firefox, so Firefox-based browser. Not really situation improved, still slow. So this is a Noveau, not sure how to pronounce it. Where am I? Verbose? Give me a hint. No, can't. So this is open source NVIDIA graphics driver developed by a community, I'm pretty sure. It's my GPU, my NVIDIA GPU is so weak that this graphics driver destroys it. Like, actually, I keep getting like crashes and stuff somewhere in zipping logs. Yeah, and so I I blacklisted this kernel module. If it's a kernel module, I've added it to blacklist. I've ripped out everything related to NVIDIA, and now I don't even have it show up here. Such a bad card. Yeah, Asus manufactures the best laptops. Be right back. Yes. My friend actually says Asus is terrible for Linux. I read a lot on the internet that Asus is good laptops, makes good laptops for Linux. Support is good, but not really. My friend says that Asus don't know how to make BIOS because he I don't know, broke it. I think he said something like this. With this Asus, I constantly got hard drive failing. That's probably because it's old. I get bootloader sometimes erased. I mean, it was an issue in the past. Now I don't really see it. And yeah, graphics card situation. Why? Why would you put such a bad integrated GPU? Like to use them both at the same time? I don't know. Not for Linux certainly. And actually, this issue only popped up on NixOS only after the last update. I didn't have it on Windows. I didn't have it on Arch-based distributions. I didn't have it on NixOS back when I was using it before. But yeah, let's get actually something about metadata working here. So we started with front-end diagnostics. I guess let's try it. Let's do them. And I'm not sure how to like integrate my me yet gradually. I'm pretty sure I need to adapt my reporter. And yeah, I also don't really like the way it uses results, because why would you use results here? I mean, like, how named source result, named source used here, but actually used here. Why? I'm pretty sure it should be possible without using results. Source span. Yeah. Right now I'm using what's this called? What is grade called? Uh, Ariadne. Is this great? Um, and I can impulse span here. Like I use my custom spans, which actually hold the source file, and it works pretty nicely here. I'm gonna have to do some work to adapt me yet to it. But I guess we need to do this. It's pretty late, it's almost 12 p 12 a.m. Wasn't gonna stream for that long, but I mean, not really against it. Let me just check. Oh, I still have me here. Oh my god, everything messed up on my phone, which I use as a streaming dashboard. I actually made this overlay so chat can be on the right side here, and I actually see it, and I will be able soon to interact with it as I'm rewriting it in Godot. So I made this overlay because I only have one screen. I can't afford the second one monitor, and not if I can buy it, I won't, because laptop. Why would I connect a second screen and then also deal with all sorts of stuff, and then it would lag? Maybe, probably no, but maybe. So I have this overlay which shows me messages, and I can also write messages with it. I built it over the course of past year, almost a year. I mean, yeah. Derive diagnostics from any standard error type. And it's placed nicely with me yet. This advertisement for another crate. Code. It's actually, defining codes like this is actually not bad. URL for a dog. Help. Trying doing it better next time. I need a way to. Can I derive diagnostic without any error? Without making it an error type? I'm pretty sure I can, because I mean, do you even do anything to make a type error type? So it's an if expression, finish and check types, has whole two errors. We need two structs for that. Yay. Which are, give me just give me, wow, new Vim. Still using my arrow keys and my mouse way too much. So yeah, if I go into report, I think, or diagnostic, yeah, diagnostic. I have diagnostics and reports mixed up so much, so badly. I'm gonna add public use pun. Public use met diagnostic. What else should I use? I mean, not much actually. Source code and source span. This bit here. So yeah, it's not bad yet. It just requires you basically one import. I mean, actually more than one input oh, can talk. More than one import, but base functionality is in one import. Use of undeclared create or module OrCo cargo mo. Oh wait, I didn't add it. I mean, why would I? Cargo add me yet. There's a package OrCo, and actually, let me comment this out. What do we have here? I should actually probably commit it. Git add this commit shm. How do I call the commit? What did I do? Metadata first steps. Push, why not? Yeah, I need to make a branch on GitHub for this. And did it actually? Yay! It created a branch for me on GitHub. That's nice. But yeah, yet cargo add. Let me cargo edit using new shell, as you can see. And I've decided to try and use it as a daily driver for a few days, like and see what will come out, because it has some interesting stuff. If I do CoreLS, and yes, I did decided to use CoreLS, and I can select parts, and it's just interesting. I do batch file processing very rarely, except like maybe moves, and for moves in this shell I had ZMV. Here I don't actually know what to do with it. ZMV is basically a tool for batch renaming files based on regular expressions. So basically find and replace all regular expressions just like this in new Vim in file names. I'm pretty sure it also can do moves like into different directory. So yeah, me yet, here me yet. In branching. Okay, let me. Oh, this got into git commit. I mean, fine. I yes, debug diagnostic error. Diagnostic. Okay, my bad. Standard error. Okay, I do need to cargo add this error package OrCo, and I should add an error. So what it if else type mismatch, if else branch type mismatch. Oh wow, I'm gonna have so much trouble with binary expressions with this. I also need to think of traits, because I do need some form of traits and operator overloading in my compiler, and that's like last bits that I need to figure out. Everything else is just implementation. Like, not really. Famous last words. Use this error. Uh-huh. And we have this error. Let's call this else. I mean, what can I say about an error here? Display range type mismatch. Just copy this. Help. Oh, actually, I need a meaningful name probably here. Error. It uses codes here. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, can we? Okay. So else branch type mismatch, and I'm not sure how to. I mean, I don't remember. I've used this error before. I should be able to do like something like expected goat. Oh wow, how do I properly do spanned labels? Like Miet is actually. I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure about me yet. Yeah, nums. It. I need to deal with spans here. The servers are gonna be printing this, so. Named source. Yeah, I need named source. I need somehow to port spans. So let me just import those. Named source source span. Okay. Yeah, formats. We can do this. So we'll have a source file, and then some labels. Then type and else type. I mean, this should be in a, actually. Okay, now I understand me a bit better. So we have then type. I'm not sure what types this should be. Probably type. I mean, and else type, type, and I should be able to do like type mismatch. Colon expected then type like that. Hey, where am I? Like that. Got else type. Uh, and then label and expected because of this. So here, and this is gonna be else span. Else span. Wow, those structs, those error messages are such so verbose. Else span, and then also if then span and else span, then span label. I mean, why am I spacing them out like that? I mean, sure, one space here is fine. One line of spacing. Then span is source span comma, comma. I said okay. Missing documentation for trade. I'll add some docs later, maybe no. Public, and then here this actually is not much code, except that it's a separate struct, which kinda concerns me, but at the same time I do need separate type. May I look up how rustc does this? Rustc GitHub. Why did they put a square bracket here? Rustlang Rust. I'm not sure which repo. Compiler. Is this just a huge monorepo? Error codes, error messages, errors. Oh wow. How am I gonna find anything here? FTL, what's that? FTL file. What's this? Free marker? I'm new to free marker template files. So it's another template in engine. Oh wow. Since I have done some, oh, you're back, nice. Since I've done some static site generators recently, templating engines again in Rust compiler, I mean, messages. This is actually kind of interesting. This is actually very interesting. But why is this? Why is there so not a lot of errors? What language should you learn first? Depends on what you know. So if you're completely new to programming and you want to learn a programming language, your first programming language, then it depends on what you want to be able to do. Like if you want to make games, or if you want to write software, like desktop software, or if you want to newbie, or if you want to make Android apps or iOS apps or cross-platform apps or web games or websites or basically a lot of stuff, server software, compilers. Maybe you want to develop compilers. I don't know. Uh, GIS RIPR. What's this? Is this a language or is this a typo? I'm not sure really. Too many options. Uh, I mean, yeah, too many programming languages. What is this? Not many great search results. GDScript. Oh, GDScript. You mean? Okay, my chat on my phone again died. I guess. Can I see? Why it doesn't output the console? Yeah, GDScript. Yeah, GDScript is. I mean, so you want to make games. One assumption. Second assumption, you probably want to use Godot. So you probably want to use a game engine as a second assumption. Maybe you should like once sometime like one day maybe you should try to write a game without a game engine and see how it is and see what game engine actually gives you, and then go back to Godot and like, hooray, it's so easy. Um, Third assumption, you probably want to support multiple different platforms, and you want to like not just multiple different platforms, but probably all platforms at the same time. And you probably how do you say this? Like you're probably concerned about Unity situation, like what they were doing with pricing recently. What assumptions of those are correct? If you want to use game engine and are concerned with Unity's situation, I would actually suggest Godot or maybe Game Maker. I think by Godot I mean GDScript because it's easy. C Sharp. I mean, learning C Sharp is also good, but um, it's not really supported well. I mean, it's supported pretty well, but it doesn't work for WASM. Which, if you want to make games, a great way to start making different games is game jams. And if you want to do game jams, you probably want a WASM. Like Godot and then C for ESP32. Such a collection. I would not recommend Unreal because it's pretty hard, and K does use C++, but I don't like it. For games, Godot or Game Maker because yeah, those are easy engines. Haven't tried Game Maker, but from what I saw, uh, I think it's good. I mean, yeah, sure. Godot is also relatively light. Uh, so you also said C. If you want to learn C, uh, maybe consider making just one game. I mean, yeah, ESP32 is not about making games, but uh, if you will be familiar with making games with Godot and GDScript or with GameMaker and they're like, what's this, QML? Oh wait, that's something different. With their like programming language, and they don't, I mean, don't use drag and drop stuff and blueprints. I won't recommend those. So if you have some experience with making games, try making a game with C and Raylib, and you learn C this way, like basics of C. And then if you want, You can just take an ESP32 board, blink an LED. I actually haven't done this because I haven't used ROS-C to program ESP32. I've used Arduino IDE. Can't really call Arduino 1.8 an IDE, but it's a nice tool. And I've used Rust with STD. So once you switch back to, not back, once you switch to ESP, or maybe you should learn C on ESP32 first, which will teach you some great coding practices, which will probably save you a headache. Um, like C in embedded development is kind of different. So, like making games with Godot and writing embedded software in C. Micropod. What's a micropod? Micropod. What's this? Stream Desk. Uh, you mean Stream Deck? There's like a Stream Deck, I think. There's Steam Deck. There's Stream Deck, and there's a desk. I got confused. Yeah, making this, it's basically a keyboard. This is very interesting, but ESP32 here, not sure about this. Like for any HID device, you probably want to use something like Arduino Leonardo, which is based on Atmega 32U4 or Pro Micro, or basically RP2040 also works. I wouldn't suggest iTini or DigiSpark boards as low memory, way not enough memory for you probably, and software USB, not really. You can probably emulate USB on ESP32. In this case, you actually should use it. Oh, wait. Yeah. What am I thinking? 2024. Who would use wires when you have Bluetooth and stuff? Yeah, actually, if you emulate keyboard or whatever HCD device on an ESP, or you use Bluetooth or Wi-Fi protocols, BLE or Wi-Fi. Uh, I mean, sure. Um, you can do this, and this would be an interesting problem. Why am I saying problem? An interesting project, which actually includes quite a bit. If you like gonna build, and I mean, if you're gonna build a Steam Deck, you probably want some buttons. Easy enough. Maybe like put RGB LEDs behind them. Use NeoPixels, WS2812B. For some reason, such a specific LED. I actually used NeoPixels quite a bit now. I like them, but they recently, not recently, it uses quite a bit of memory. Keyboard switches, I mean, buttons as well. I'm not sure how RGB handled in keyboard switches. If there are pre-made ones, I don't think so. And if you are even gonna use RGB, probably no. 3D print in one local place, keycaps. I mean, like normal keyboard switches, not laptop ones, are easily 3D printable. Um, that's normal. Laptop keycaps are 3D printable but hard. And I mean, you're probably using normal keyboard switches. Yeah, sure. I don't actually know why would you want to 3D print keycaps, unless unless you don't have regular keycaps where you could put your own sticker, or like sand it down and paint something on it. Kind of reminds me of those YouTube videos I watched of a guy customizing a keyboard to provide empty keycaps. Uh, to be honest, 3D printing would probably be more expensive unless keycaps in your country for so for those specific switches are crazy expensive. Just need 20 of them. 20 is quite a bit. Sorry if you expected to hear 20. I'm used to hearing Phoenix SC say in Australian accent, I think 20, so I'm saying 20. Um, why my viewer count is so high and not decaying? I mean, I don't complain. 4x5 grid. Wow, actually 20 isn't a lot. So one row add to here. I mean, how much does regular keyboard have? Quite a bit more. Yeah. Yeah, getting not much keycaps, getting not like the whole set of keycaps is not very easy. Uh, you can get, you can probably get switches much easier than you can get keycaps, but still 3D printing them is kind of expensive. I'm not sure, depends on what you have as an option. In 3D printing community, actually, uh, material should cost about, I don't remember, 10 or 15% of the whole cost. Then like 80% is work of people who maintain those printers, and then remains are electricity cost and maintenance cost. So you're probably getting your keycaps very expensive, especially filament for 3D printers, unless you're using unless people are using pellet extruders. It's expensive. It's very expensive. Uh, like raw PLA pellets versus PLA filament is like 10 times difference. So 3D printing keycaps is to me looks like a waste of money. Uh, and if you want them to look good, like don't see layer lines, unless you have like flat top keycaps where it doesn't matter. You probably want them out of resin, which is even more expensive. But yeah, full kit. I mean, is there actually not a symbol of keycaps? I mean, if I would do this, I would probably use regular switches because I don't have keycaps. But if I would buy some keycaps, I mean keys, I mean switches. Uh, if I would buy some switches, I don't know. I have my own 3D printer, so I can print some. But yeah, I mean, since I have, yeah, that's a problem. Since I have a 3D printer, I would actually print 12 years. Uh, oh, that's actually expensive. I mean, uh, I don't really know pricing right now. Actually, I mean, not much of a difference. Like, what? Why? I remember euros being much more expensive than this, like $13. But I mean, it's still a lot. It's more. It's even more than my domain per year. Which for me, 10 US dollars is 30 Belarusian rubles. Belarusian rubles. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Which is enough to ride across the city 30 times on a bus. I mean, yeah, we have one of the least expensive transport here, and we also got like young people and people who are still learning in schools. I mean, in Belarus, transport is the cheapest in the world. I mean, maybe not the cheapest, but one of the cheapest. That's like especially true. But yeah, not just that it's a small country. It's not that small actually. If you compare it to nearby countries, I mean, yeah, it's pretty small, but it's not very small. The thing is, we've got everything very cheap compared to other countries. And when I say compare it to other countries, I compare it to USA because that's the only place I know costs. I don't even know what stuff costs in Russia. uh, that was about country. Why do I have my chat broken? Can I just open this clean? Should I switch stream to just chatting and sit until 2 a.m. again? Bash. Come on. Belarus is kind of a small country actually, but we've got everything very cheap, and especially compared to US, where you got like $1 is a lot. I'd say it's quite a bit. Um, yeah. In our country, stuff is cheap. In my country. Yeah. Let's type in inference. I mean, I can keep going until like 4 a.m. And sleep tomorrow until like 4 p.m. That's all Kaline does. That's what all Kaline does. I'm not sure if she's still streaming. No. But I mean, I can keep going. I probably won't. If I would go to bed at proper time, I would stream tomorrow at like 6 a.m. But no way I'm waking up at 6 a.m. this time. Okay. And why am I writing this here? Here. In else branch. Um, report. Can actually. That was kind of expensive. I mean, if you look at in our country, stuff is very cheap, but if you look at revenue, it's also very small, so it kind of evens out. Uh, so well, relative to what you get, uh, in our country, it's still stuff is still relatively cheap. Ticket in a bus costs $1 and €1.50 shop, and in shop about 70 cents. What's in shop? Oh, like two places to buy tickets directly in the bus and in the shop. That's actually the case for us. But difference in price is like um uh for us difference in price is about 7 cents. Dollar. Uh, I mean, when you say this is a dollar, I can say this is a dollar, and this is a US dollar. When I say dollar, I mean US dollar because I'm used to this. Uh, and I mean, they are almost same. I mean, one. Okay, let's say $1.50. It's for us 20 types of dollars. Is it T9 again? Dollars. Sure. Uh, there are too many types of dollars. There are also too many types of rubles. You have Russian, you have Belarusian. I don't know anymore, but I'm pretty sure there are more. Um, I mean, uh, for us, this is a lot. If I do quick calculation, I think, yeah, we can get 5 tickets for this price in a bus. Actually, I'm not sure because ticket prices is going up, and I'm not really following it because for me, bus is free because I'm still a school student. And can you really say it when I just graduated and just went back from middle school to high school? Yeah, type inference. Actually, how do I do this properly? I should pass it through uh, metadata. Meta dot else range type practice saxophone. I should probably practice my piano because I can't play piano like at all. I don't know how to play piano, but I want to learn. And also, I've got some theory about composing. I want to turn it into practice. But to compose a song, uh, I probably need come on, like inspiration. I haven't finished music school. I haven't been to a music class at all. This was yeah. Go to a random person in public and say players E on this piano or on that piano. Uh, yeah. Uh, like I I don't have any music education at all because I never asked for it, to be honest. Like recently, I love listening to music. I want to compose. I want to try to compose. Like recently, by recently I mean a year or two ago, I started to try out, try to play on piano, just watching like random YouTube tutorials about songs. Then I watched an explanation on chords, and I still can't play chords, and that's my very big disadvantage. I need to learn how to play chords with one hand, like relatively quickly. Not like, okay, this is an E, or is there an E key? Shopping prelude OP28, no, number 4. Yeah, my music really lacks quite a bit, and I also don't know much else. How do I still have 5 years? I mean, that's probably fake. Twitch is probably faking my stats, but I mean, it should go down to 1 already. Like normally this happens, but it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I want to learn to play piano and to compose. That's like one hobby I want to learn. Uh, yeah, I need to somehow Uh, do I put everything here? Viewers. Yeah, like viewer count fluctuates between 5 and 6. How is it? May I see my Twitch dashboard? I'm pretty sure it won't tell me anything, and I'll have to wait for Twitch recap to actually see what's up with that. I mean, can I get a graph? No. How is that? I hope this impacts my average because I want to get to affiliate someday. I have followers and I actually got follow botted. Did not too well earn. I mean, I didn't really spend much time learning music theory, but I want to spend much time practicing. Like throw the theory out of the window. Let me practice, and let my hands learn the music, learn to do stuff. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. But practice is important, and I think I'm gonna just practice much more than I do theory. Uh, not without theory, but with much more practice than theory. Like I will rewatch a video on chords probably because I forgot all of them. uh, and I remember some guidelines about composing. That's I think that's enough theory I need. And then it's just practice. Example, like last year, I mean, by last year, I mean 2022 to 2023 school year, I went on computer science Olympic and got a very bad result. In fact, second to last place. Uh, we were learning theory every week and we were practicing doing a contest every week. This year, we were doing 3 contests per week and no theory. Like, I mean, we did read some papers about algorithms, but other than that, no theory, only practice. Like 3 times or sometimes even 4 times a week, we just did a test Olympic 5 hour contest, basically. And from this experience, this was like preparation for Olympic takes about 2 months. With this, with this much practice, the whole team from Minsk, and we are training, each team training separately, got so good results. Like people who were before on the team got surprised. Like Minsk team is always last. Every person in Minsk is always last. And this time we got very good results. And we did practice, pretty much only practice. I mean, if I didn't knew the theory from the last year, English completed from scratch, don't do LFS, do T2SDE, do T2SDE.com, I think it is, or .org, not sure. Let me check. .org, I think. Org. Is it org? It's org. And let me try to do it again. XRBLN, I think. Is this? Yeah, that's right. This time I did it first try. Write your own desktop environment and your own GUI. This is tough, to be honest. Because for GUI you probably need to use graphics, OpenGL graphics drivers. I mean, it's not very hard. It's just to me, graphics is an intuitive because uh you use that's not as hard as possible. Um, if you want to make your life as hard as possible, try making something impossible. This will be as hard as possible. And convince yourself that it's possible. You just need to find the right solution and do it beautifully on the first try. This will make your life as hard as possible. So writing a GUI library is actually pretty easy. I mean, if you use OpenGL, I'm not sure about desktop environment. I mean, you can easily make an X desktop environment, and you can try to make a Wayland compositor and a DE using WL roots. But I mean, you're a newbie to programming. That's what you want. I was a newbie to programming, and that's what I wanted to do. Uh, I don't know, no, in real life. I mean, talking to people is always hard. Even streaming, when I go live, it's hard. But like after a few streams, I got a hang of it, and even if I don't have viewers, I can pretty easily just talk. And I'm not talking to myself because I'm recording a YouTube bot. Uh, yeah. But here, if I mean, you can see if someone pops up in chat and I can talk, it's 12:23 a.m. already. Um, if there are people, hi, Snowdog. What's this? What is this? I'm not sure if I wanna Google it. Console video game nostalgia. A ROM thing? To console find thousands of games full color in your scans. Oh wow. If this is safe, you mean vim.m.net? I'm pretty sure it is. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's safe because I mean, what can be unsafe about it? Emulator? I mean, emulators here are just links to existing emulators. Dolphin, for example. I know this emulator. Where does it point? Oh, homepage. I mean, that's just links to existing emulators. There's one way to test it. I mean, if you're talking about emulators, the gameplay is the vault contains every game released in the world for 29 classic systems. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Which one I know? Like, I only know games for NES and Game Boy Advance. I think either NES, Nintendo. I mean, if you don't know the ROMs here, why do I have so many? uh, I mean, it's not really legal, I'd say, because it's not really legal to share scans. But I mean, no one is gonna kill you for that. And ROMs, as long as ROMs aren't exe files, it's I think it's safe because You run ROMs in trusted emulators. All emulators listed here. I mean, Dolphin is fine. I don't really know other emulators. Zip files. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's safe. Like, if I would go on the internet and find this website in a Google search, I would trust it, to be honest. And that's probably how I get my viruses. Zip files is fine. I mean, as long as it's not a self-extracting archive, the zip file can't do much damage. Except like exploits. For example, recent exploit I think 7z was. But I mean, I'm pretty sure this is not field of exploits that appeared recently, because those files are probably not updated, and if they are, that's bad. That's not really trusted. I mean, if those are just ROMs, if when you run them in an emulator, I mean, what can go wrong? What can go wrong with those? Me saying that, like, when I wanted to play an old game, I just hopped onto Googled first emulator, first Sega emulator, first random Sega emulator. PC blowing up. Blowing up. PC. I mean, you're copying your data over to USB. So when I wanted to play Sonic, I just hopped onto a random website, downloaded the ROM, hopped onto another random website, downloaded an emulator, and started it. Didn't even think of this. And I mean, one thing I can say, this ROM is like from 1999, from 1999. The file actually has this date. And I mean, you can fake a date, but you probably won't. Because why would you? So, and I mean, oh, hi, Smooth Dagger. I'm just here talking to people mostly at 12:28 a.m. Overlay is still in Rust because I didn't get much time today to work on Godot's version. But only thing is left is for me to load plushes, because the whole thing about this overlay is this. You can type plushie, you can get random plushie, you can type specific plushie, you can get specific plushie. Godot plushie is not here. Godot plushie is not here yet. Will appear as long as once I migrate to Godot. Why do I have 8 viewers? Yes, there is. Oh, wow. Don't judge me. It's my first soft body engine. I mean, yeah. I actually wonder how this works. Why it works like that. I mean, I know why this works like that, but this feels kind of wrong. Too weak of a structure. If you look closely at Twitch icon, it's mostly empty, and when it's empty, there is nothing. When it's not transparent pixels, it's structure basically. So Twitch disintegrated. Also, I disintegrate like this as well. Just collapse. YouTube is a solid brick. I've got a lot of plushes, 88 to be exact. They include some streamers, they include software, they include not this. Didn't think of that. You can join Discord and suggest it. There is no command that is gonna list them all, but there is a command just plush him. It's gonna take a random one and send it. Oh yes, there are programming languages, of course there are. Then you have pick from a group. Language is, for example, it's gonna pick a random language. Pick games is gonna pick from a game. Pick a random game. I'm pretty sure there's only one game. Pick movies. There is pick periodic table, which only contains one element, polonium. Because yeah, I was lazy to implement it. Bank account number. No, that's not happening. There's only polonium, and also they don't have collisions. In Godot version will have collisions. Also, there is. Uh, I might add some more elements, but 88 plushes take forever to load. This takes like 5 minutes to load each one. I mean, 5 minutes is not forever, but it's quite a bit. You can also do distro, not like that, distro, which will combine different plushes to give you a Linux distribution. And it starts with FreeBSD, of course. It's FreeBSD with Snap as package source, KD as a desktop environment, and by KD I mean Plasma. Sure. Alacrity as a terminal, Bash as a shell, just Podman installed, and Lazarus as an editor. I mean, you can also do game dev, which will give you a game dev stack. You can write your game in Fortran using OpenGL and Nano as an editor. This is actually a good one. Not sure if I mean, yeah, sure, you can use this set. By the way, Arch, there is Arch plushing. There is pick distros. Why am I so FreeBSD today? Why am I feeling like FreeBSD today? Manjaro, sure. There is also DEs, desktop environments. Why not, by the way, Arch? I'm not sure. Maybe I did it. No, I don't have this alias. Actually, I should add one. I should add it. Let me do this right now. Where am I? Dev. Bots, platforms, Chattery, assets, plushes. It's on GitHub, by the way. Arch. Where is Arch? Arch. I mean, here is Arch. Config toml. Aliases Arch Linux, Arch my distro. This is not really the case anymore. Arch buys the way, and I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, right. Sure. Asprite. By the way, Asprite looks so. Asprite was the first one I've tested, and it looked so cute. It's not gonna automatically reload, because why would they add hot reloading here? But this looks so cute when it was huge, and I specifically picked not the pixel version. I'm not sure actually about copyrights on any of those images, but I mean, no one's gonna check, right? So yeah, actually hot reloading is possible with Gang, and I'm using Gang, the game engine, more like a graphics framework, for my overlay. And there is hot reloading, but I didn't feel like doing this. Yeah, basically, and they have a lot of custom loaders, so I'm not sure about this. Not sure of hot reloading is really possible here. I have a custom loading process. That's what I should. That's what I wanted to say. Whatever. I mean, it's 12:36 a.m. I'm streaming for 3 hours. And that's only because I can talk to people. Oh, Inimino 2 went live. I guess I have someone to raid. Maybe I should finish that finally. I'm not sure about this API though. Maybe I should sleep and yeah. I have 12-hour format set because just why not? I was so much more used to 24-hour format, but at some point I like set it to 12 and I learned the 12-hour format and now I'm stuck with it. Maybe I was just mimicking other countries. But week start on Monday. Why? For me, week start on Monday. That's not gonna change, and I don't feel like reconfiguring KD why am I saying terminal? KD calendar. Can I calendar first day of week Monday? Why is my region default Sunday? Why? Alternate calendar. What's this? Apply. Oh wow, that's interesting. I kind of like this. Astronomical events, sure, and holidays, sure. Wow, that's cool. Julian, America. I mean, I'm not in America. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna leave this. I mean, don't that I use those much new moon. But I have those on Google Calendar by default. Father's Day actually passed. I didn't know that. What's this? Juneteenth Day. I have no idea what this is. Independence Day. Is it related to my country in any way? Not sure. Memorial Day. Sometimes I just don't know anything. In some cases, like something you would expect, something you would expect from normal person. I don't know much. I don't know a lot of stuff I should. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Uh, I completely forgot about them. Main thing is that I haven't forgot about birthday of my mother and my father. It's so unusual. I'm used to saying mom and dad. I'm used. I'm not used to talking in English about this because I most of my English is Minecraft and programming and engineering, and that's all. Maybe speedcubing also, kind of. In what time I can solve a 3x3 cube this time? I mean, yeah, sometimes this is a case for me. Yeah, I should bridge the else range. Why is my AI not working? Else branch type mismatch. Self else branch type mismatch and actually type inference, which is mutable reference. But mutable reference to type inference. Let me run So, Mr. Potatoes, you asked about learning C. I would actually suggest learning C first. Yeah, a lot of people do this. I mean, I heard about people suggesting C, learning C first. I would suggest you learn C first. And I mean, yeah, it's for. I from what I remember, our time zones are the same. So just remember my advice, or forget it. I mean, I won't be disappointed. Maybe, maybe I will. I would suggest you learn C first and learn it in an embedded environment. Start by downloading an IDE, or I mean, yeah, you need an IDE, so VS Code, for example. Uh, Finding out tools you need to build and upload a C program, and just copying and pasting Blink and trying to understand what each line means. Maybe learn like, maybe watch like a C crash course that will tell you what equal sign means, what double equal sign means, what void means. If you like complete newbie. Reports. Uh, what's this? Miet report. Miet. I think I should actually read. It's like it's 1 a.m. for me. It's third time I'm awake for that long. Like, uh, at Saturday I streamed until 12 a.m. and then I talked to Smooth Dagger about Godot and Overlay, and I was getting Twitch IRC, and I stayed up until 2 a.m. Yesterday, basically the same thing. Well, actually, the same thing happened. Today, I am still live. It's 1 a.m. And then I probably also spent 2 hours after the raid talking to someone I raided. Error. Generate method. Error is actually yeah, diagnostic. Or can I can just say diagnostic. Uh, Self parameter type mute self. Um, that. Diagnostic not found in the scope. What? Oh wait, yeah, it's type inference. So yet diagnostic error dot. Wait, why do I have this in type inference? No, that's wrong. This shouldn't be in type inference. This should be type inference reporter. Report me yet. Okay, now I can. Now I can't generate it because I need to go to a reporter and put report me yet. Okay, here I can actually do just error. And what do I do? How do I display right output? How do I output it? Oh, there were what? There were emojis. They should have. I mean, as characters, they should have popped up. What was I gonna look up? Going to look up how to render diagnostics in me yet, and also I want to. I mean, trust see. How do I display them? Features fancy. Uh, cargo admit dash package OrCo CLI features fancy. Okay. And then just print it. Oh, it printed debug form. Hold on. Like, no way your debug formatting. Okay, my viewer count finally dropped to 4. Oh, wow, that's unexpected. I think I'm gonna write soon. Uh, don't tell me you're just using debug formatting to display those errors. No, please. No. I mean, this kind of makes sense, but no. Hash help. Oh, that's nice. Um, if, I mean, if this is how it works, and also I should do impl here, not just diagnostic. What did I just press? How did I just do this? Hold on. How did I do this? How did I compress everything to one line? I'm actually wondering. That's useful to know. How did I do this? How did I do this? Spaced. Okay, I guess I'll never know. Okay, vamos. Okay, for now let me just do this. For the builds, oh no. Can do dynamic dispatch here again. Well, and since it's a trade, I don't need public. Now let's just borrow here, and it should theoretically work. Temp inference. Yeah, I need to provide an error. Else branch type mismatch. I mean, this still is a lot shorter. Then type else type src. I need to get source somehow. Else branch dot span dot source. Okay, I'm not doing this today. Sorry, I'm rating. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end because converting those spans and sources will take quite a bit of time. Might do this right now off stream until like 5 a.m. No, I'm not messing up my sleep schedule as all does. Let my sleep schedule be fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna write enemy now. Why is like red channel caching? My biggest trade so far. Give me my channel. Four viewers. That's a lot for me. Yeah, thank you for sticking out. Thanks again for meeting me for the raid. I mean, he probably doesn't hear it, but thanks anyway. Thank you, Mr. Potatoes 28 for chatting and other chatters. What else? The Go 10 Pizza Turkey. Why am I reading Turkey when it's Torque? Yeah, thanks guys. Have a nice day or night. Goodbye. Got up to 5 years actually.